Okay, I think I'm live. Now I just need to get you down onto my desktop. I guess I'm going to unplug this. Oh, good morning, everyone. Um, Oops. Hey, Addie. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Let me see if I can do it from here. Hold on, just. Good morning, Bethany. How are you? Do not disturb. Where are you? Here we go. Do not disturb is on because I have to use my actual working phone rather than my old phone. Boop. All right, now let's see if I can get this set up correctly so that I am. Hey, Kristen. Oh, you were just thinking about me this morning. Oh. Okay. So this isn't it's crafting, but it's crafting in a different way. It's not really trying to set my phone in a spot where I can see the chat so I can talk to you guys. I've been wanting to make one of these for a couple of weeks now, and I've been busy with other things. Oh, I just need to look for my pinking shears. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'm sorry. I tried to get all the way set up. Here's my big girls. Oh, where are my pinking shears? I need those. Oh, darn it. Darn it, darn it. Oh, here they are. Okay, I'm back. Hi, Jana. Good morning, you guys. So this isn't a normal spot for me. Well, it is, but on Tracy's channel. So normally I'm with Tracy, and she is very sick. So send her healing vibes, you guys. Okay. So what I'm going to do, some of you know, well, Jana knows, I've been on a sourdough journey these days, and I've been going through tons of paper towel and stuff to cover the top of my sourdough jars. Well, I'm really sick of going through it, and especially I use my jar, so I just like I just keep stuff right in my jar and mix, and it just poof, it thrives in there. So I don't like to keep dumping it unless I'm doing something big and have to do a real big exchange or discard. So stuff gets yucky around the top sometimes, and I'm constantly having to peel off the pieces of paper towel that might stick or napkin or whatever. And I don't like cheesecloth. I have some. It's not my favorite thing because it's too holy. I don't really get fruit flies this time of year, but when it comes warmer weather, I have lots of fresh fruit out. So sometimes that happens. So anyway, I have this all cotton fabric, and it's fairly thin, which they say works the best. But I'm going to make a beeswax wrap. And it is going to be to put over the top of my jars. Good morning, Marie. So, yeah. And cheers. There's some coffee in honor of tea. Well, mine's chicory coffee. So I have Willie's dad, and I also do it. We collect beeswax, and I use it for different things. But this is beeswax from my hive. Oh, that's what I forgot. My grater. And We're having a weird morning. Frankie just woke up with another long night of growing pains. Oh no, he's probably going to be super tall like his papa or his dad. So anyway, I wanted to, I need some smaller ones. I want a couple of larger ones for my big jar. And I'm going to try to do some smaller round ones for my little jars. Hi, Caroline. So excited you're doing this. Oh, good, Jana. I'm glad. Let me look for my pencil. I'm not quite prepared. It was kind of like toss and turn on whether I couldn't decide if I wanted to go live or not. I didn't know if I really felt like it. Ugh. I need this. And can you guys talk amongst yourselves for 1 minute while I go get my grater? I need my little grater for my beeswax. I knew I would forget something. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you for the letter, Dawn. Oh, hi, Pam. You're welcome. I'm so glad your card made it. I've been thinking about you. I've kind of been off of YouTube for a long time. I took a whole year of bereavement last year. Well, most of the year. Good morning, Jim. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it, Bethany. You're going to be tall. Go get your grater. Okay, Kristen, I'll be right back. My audience is waiting patiently, hopefully. Okay, here we are. Phew, what did I miss? BB, who is Bethany, Caroline says, my son used to get growing pains all the time, and we took a bottle of Johnson's baby lotion, made a new label that read Mickey's Magic Leg Cream. That's great. Yeah, we used to do that with the Monster spray. Excuse me. All right, so what I'm going to do, so not to waste, I'm going to start with a couple of small ones because I've never made these. So I'm going to start with some smaller. Hopefully I can see this. Ton, ton, ton. My iron is heating. I didn't iron the fabric because I'm going to iron it. Well, this is not showing up. Oh, there we go. I guess I'm just a weakling. I'll just try to trace a somewhat manageable circle so I can kind of see where I'm going here. I'm so excited. Today I get to organize a little bit. Yeah, that's good. I can see it. Willie asked me, can you buy me a present? So he had me order him a Funko Pop the other day. And I was like, oh, can you buy me a present? He's like what? I said, I just got that prize box from my friend. And I need to put all the dies away. And I don't have any more magnet sheets. He's like, oh gosh, what are we looking at for cost for that? And I'm like, only like $15. So he's like, yeah, go ahead. So I was like, yay. I like when I can order on Amazon on his card, not mine. Let me cut this off. These quilting scissors, you guys, were gifted to me from my friend Jack. He was a very avid quilter, and I used to help him quilt. And he blessed me with his scissors when he got really sick. He ended up passing of lung cancer. It's been many, many years now, but when he did. Now I'm pinking shearing these because I saw and heard that it said it's better to help it keep from unraveling. And I'm horrible. My pinking shears are probably horrible. I just can't line them up. But I don't care if it's perfect. I mean, it's just going over a sourdough jar. But anyway, he was like, for all the quilts that you helped me make, here's this mama scissors. And I was like, oh my goodness. So, yeah. Yes, I am so excited about those magnet sheets. It doesn't take much to excite me, Kristen. All right. So, like I said, it's not a perfect circle, but we're going to roll with it. And I also saw that you can trim it up after it's made. So I'm going to take some parchment paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tip you guys a little bit. Tell me if this makes you uncomfortable. I'm going to tip you so you can see me. This is the other side of my island where it's got a built-in marble block. So I'm going to do this over there. And I'm going to put the parchment paper, my fabric, and some more parchment paper for the top. But before I do that, I need my beeswax. And I have some pieces that fell off the... and it smells so good, you guys. It smells just like honey from my hive. It smells just like my hive does in the summer. Bethany says, I was actually debating doing a live later today for some health and channel updates. Oh, cool. Hi, Linda Gorman. All right, so what I'm going to do, these are kind of flaky, so I'm just going to kind of break them up and spread them around on my fabric. I just have some that it melted a lot, and it's like a block in the bottom of this ricotta, or as Willie's family says, regat. The very Italian or Hungarian way of saying it. So I have these pieces. Can you guys see that all right? Spread around. And I'm going to lay my parchment right over the top of this. Gosh, I wish I could make this better. Oh, it wants to rotate my screen. Doggone it. Maybe it's okay. All right. I'm thinking I had to tip it back up a little bit. There. Okay. So my iron is hot. This is my thrifted iron, and it is up on the cotton setting. And I'm gonna just kind of, hopefully we don't stick. I haven't used my iron in a while. And I'm just gonna kind of move it around on the wax paper, and you can kind of see, I hope you guys can see. Can you guys see the wax melting and coming through the wax paper? It's kind of like showing through. It works for you. Thank you, Jim. Hi, Vicki. Good morning. Hopefully I got enough wax on there. I think I did, because as it starts to melt, you can see I can kind of push it out, and it's kind of going, I wish, I'll show you up close before I pull it off. It's kind of pushing it from the center out. Oops. Don't push it off the block, Dawn. But being on the block, because the marble is cold, it's going to cool faster than normal. So I'm going to pull this off. And yep, I got it all the way around the fabric. So, and you see that now it's coated. I'm just gonna, it doesn't take long to dry at all. So I'm just gonna kind of shake it to cool it a little bit. And I'm gonna end up with a very firm beeswax cloth. And this is going to protect, yeah, it's super quick. This is going to protect all of my jars. I'll be able to put it over. And the magic of it is, do I have something? Let me just use this to show you. The magic of it is, I'm going to bring it back down. Once it's cool, it's in there. And I have seen some people make these also by adding pine rosin to it, but I heard that that keeps it super sticky. And thank you, Caroline. I used to make teddy bears, and I used to use a lot of this cotton fabric. But anyway, the stickiness is good if you want to constantly stick, but these are reusable. So you can make a stack of them, pull them out, and use them when you need to. And with just the beeswax, you can just take cool water. Don't use hot water. A cool cloth, and just wipe it down and clean it up, you know. But if it's sticky, when it's sitting, it's gonna dust, and every other thing is gonna stick to it, and you don't want that. But here's the secret. When you're forming it around your dish, if you hold it for a second, the heat from your body is going to melt the wax just enough to adhere to itself. That it's going to seal the container. So now it's closed. And I saw a lot of people that use these to pack their kids' lunches. They wrap sandwiches, they wrap their snacks. Trying to think, people put fruit and things in there. But the one thing I did hear not to wrap in these is meat, raw meat. Don't use raw meat. But yeah. So anyway, it holds its form. It keeps stuff in. It stays on pretty good. You can just go around the edge, and what's going to do is going to form a seal. But it will let the air out, and that's the whole thing that I want with my sourdough starter. Is I want the this one, I'll have to see how it gets a good thing I did it on the opposite side. But anyway, I want my starter to be able to breathe, but I don't want to keep using the napkins, paper towels, cheesecloth, whatever. Yes, and that was the main reason with making sourdough bread. I was going to take a big rectangular piece, because they say it's best to wrap your sourdough in these, not in plastic wrap. The first thing that's going to happen if you wrap them in plastic wrap is it's going to get soft and mushy and gross. So, yeah. So pretty neat, right? So I'm going to make a couple more small ones. And this one will probably, no, I don't think I have enough overhang to do the big bowls. These are my big bowls that I use for soup and cereal. But I'm going to have to go a little bigger for these, because yeah, it doesn't give you enough to adhere. But isn't it fantastic? So I think I'm going to do another small one, and then I'm going to do a bigger one. And hopefully, I'm sorry if you guys were expecting like junk journaling this morning. I just didn't have it in me. My brain was going too fast. So I think, is this a, oh it is. This is a Taylor pencil. I'm going to use this one. I do trace. I was trying to find a plate. I kind of laid it against over the top of my jar to make sure I had plenty of overhang. Whoop, there it goes. This is a huge piece of fabric, you guys. So I hope everyone had a good week. And hopefully most people are feeling okay. Now where's my circle? Doggone it. Here it is. It's been a crazy week here. I'm still struggling to try to get Willie's sugar down. I'm trying so hard so that he doesn't have to go on meds. But, you know, I'm not a miracle worker. So I told him it might not look good in the end. But we'll see. I made him a big bowl of oatmeal this morning, covered in fresh blueberries. Yesterday I made sourdough pancakes, blueberry sourdough pancakes. Those were yummy. The girl I follow is called Farmhouse on Boone. Her name is Lisa, and she's amazing. She's got a 12-year-old sourdough starter and amazing recipes. Come on now. Let's get out of there. Probably would have helped if I had better, if I would have kind of ironed my fabric a little bit before I started. Boop. Whoops, a little bit. There we go. So the point of these is just to help prevent the wrap from fraying. Let me read the chat real quick. Crazy Craft Adventures. Crazy. Would you drop your link? Having a hard time finding people this morning. Oh, you found it. Okay, good. Because I was going to say she can't drop her link because she's not a mod, but Bethany might be able to. Maybe Bethany's willing to drop some links to people. My friend Addie, which is Crazy Crafter Adventures, she's amazing. She's, I want to say, fairly new to card making. She's been doing it for a little while now, but I don't know. Would you say within the last 5 years, Addie? I don't know. Not like me from the 1900s, I don't think. But she does amazing stuff. I just watched her Tuesday. She goes live on Tuesday mornings. Let me tip my phone so you guys can see what I'm doing again. Geez, I might have made that trek down the stairs for nothing. Maybe no, I'll need to grade it. Thank you, Bethany. You're so sweet. I appreciate you. And hi, Tracy, if you're watching. Oh my gosh, you guys, my beeswax smells so good. Say a prayer for my bees, please. Oh my goodness. I don't know. They've had a rough winter. All right, so we're going to cover over again. Try to get it as flat as we can. Hopefully my iron didn't go on auto off. Nope. But see, you can see it doesn't take long. It's like boop, and it melts right out there. So, and it's kind of thick. So like I said, as it melts, it turns so fluid that you can thin it right out. And when you go from the middle, and you can kind of push it, and it will go to reach the end of your fabric. So you want to make sure you're coating your fabric. And if you don't, it is okay to pull this up, and you can add more or pick up some of these parts that ironed over and put them in spots that might need a little extra. Perfectly fine. So I'm so excited about these. I was just getting so sick of last night. I was feeding my sourdough, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of picking off the paper towel that sticks around the edge when I, put stuff in, and it gets stuck. And when I pour it out to use any, because sometimes before I feed it, I will pour some out if I'm going to make something. So I'm going to tip you down. I'm going to bring it over so you guys can see. And I got a little something on that one. It's probably something in my wax. Wouldn't surprise me. I give it a little shake. Cool it off. Hi, Jamie. Good morning. I am making beeswax wraps for my sourdough starter jars. Oh, and here's some extra wax, and that you can just pull off. So this is 100% cotton fabric, and what I've done is I have placed it on a piece of waxed paper, covered it in some beeswax from my own beehive, and sprinkled some on, placed another piece of wax paper over the top, and I've ironed it out to melt the beeswax and spread it over the fabric so that you end up with a really lovely cover now that you can use it for food. You can wrap sandwiches, because let's say we had a sandwich in here. You could wrap a sandwich. It's going to be a mini sandwich. You could stick crackers. You could, anything you want, you could stick, and it's going to hold its shape. It's going to stay closed, and it just stays closed with a little bit of heat. The warmth from your skin is going to seal the beeswax, and then it will peel right apart. But just holding it and putting something on will seal the wax, and it will keep it closed together. You can see, just putting my hands on here for a minute, it will seal that shut. And then you just boop, and it comes right open. So they're really nice if you want to stop the waste of using plastic wrap, or I keep wax paper because I use it. It's in the craft room usually. But yeah, and it's really cool for wrapping, like Jana mentioned earlier, the sourdough bread, because I have been on a sourdough bread journey. And yeah. Oh, that's my bottom. And that. I don't want to mix them up. So yeah, I'm going to make some in several sizes to use. This one is going to be for my bigger bowl. I'm letting stuff sit. I have a bowl that's a little bit bigger. So I'm just using this as a template. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Kelly. It's so good to see you. I love it. I love seeing so many. Kristen says she likes watching the beeswax melt. It's kind of like watching embossing powder melt. It definitely is. Definitely is. Hi, Becky Ann. Welcome in, you guys. So I did see recommended 100% cotton fabric because it tends to, and if it's on the thinner side, not a thicker weave, and it just helps to let everything breathe a little better. And Yvette, good morning, Yvette. I missed you coming in. Yes, definitely, Caroline. Great to cover food outside in the summertime. You could just go on forever if you can get your hands on beeswax. Now listen, I have my own beeswax, but before I got it, let me see if I can find maybe, okay, I don't have it handy, but you can get 100% beeswax on Amazon. And I did buy a bag of the little bars to use with my Pasanki eggs last year or the year before last, couple years ago, because I wasn't thinking to collect my beeswax. Now I have little jars everywhere filled with beeswax and a little bit of honey in the bottom. Isn't that funny? So when I get to the bottom, at least I'll have a nice little treat. Because, honey will last years and years and years and years. So I cut the fabric. Now I'm going to go around with the pinking shears. And like I said, the pinking shears is just to prevent the fraying. And I don't care about the little bit of pencil that's on there. I'm an all natural gal, so this, guys have no idea how happy this makes me to be able to make these and have these on hand when I need them. What I should have done was got a different colored fabric for the different sizes so I could have one color was my smalls and then have mediums and then some large. But that's all right. I have plenty of this and I don't mind using it. Oh, Yvette. So I'm making what's called a beeswax wrap. And it's to pretty much replace like throwaway wraps like plastic wrapper or wax paper, things like that. It's reusable. You keep it. It washes clean with just a cool cloth. You can use a cool soapy cloth if you want, but you just want to use cool water and give it a good rinse after. Don't use hot water because, the obvious, you guys, it's wax. So it's just going to melt all your wax out of the fabric. Yeah, and I've seen people take like snacks like crackers or nuts or anything and granola, sandwiches, and just wrap them in the wrap and they stick. And once I get this one done, I will show you on one of the other ones what I'm talking about with how it sticks. So I'm going to tip you guys over to the ironing side again. And I don't want to tell you everything that you find in beeswax sometimes, guys. It's nature. So I have some that is crackled off the sides because if I go like this stuff is usually, it will melt. And this was full and I've used it for different things, but then I can kind of crack it off the sides, but I have a nice big chunk in the bottom of this. But you just want to grate your wax, make it small. I've seen some people use coconut oil. If you put coconut oil, the solid kind in the jar, and I almost thought about doing that. And if I have an issue with cracking a lot, I don't think I will. My beeswax is very pliable. It's all natural. It's not from the store, so I think that's going to make a difference. But some that you might get might be a little harder if you buy them commercially. Um, Anyway, they have mix-ins that they use. And like I said earlier, some use pine rosin you can buy online. You could probably collect pine sap from outside, but that kind of makes it a little sticky, which is good for stick, but you don't want the other things sticking to it. And in my high opinion, I think the beeswax sticks well all by itself. Oh, somehow I got my wax paper the wrong direction. Let me check this one. Not that I can't wipe it off my iron. Oh, here we go. So this is the bottom. Boop. And this one is wax free on the top. So hopefully you guys can see. Hopefully this is enough wax. So now I'm just going to lay my iron. And also my iron is on close to the highest setting, cotton and linen. Mine is set to cotton. But, oh, that's what I was going to say before I squirreled. I have seen people make these with muslin or linen. People have bought linen tablecloths or linen fabric and created these with linen. And those are beautiful. And from what I've heard them say, they work really well. So I just think when you want it to be kind of an all natural or a breathable type of fabric. Because funny enough, even though you're coating this with wax, you're sealing, but it's still breathable. Especially when our food put off those gases, you know, foods when it sits, if you're using it to store food. So I'm just pushing the wax from the center out so that it reaches the edge of my fabric. Circle. And I'm a lefty, so I'm going to try my right hand for a minute, see how it goes. I'm not very right-handed fluent anymore. I'm just checking. Yeah, I thought I saw some, so I'm going to pull it back. I thought I saw a little bit of dryness here. So I just pulled it back and put another little chunk of wax there, and I will melt that and push it out. I want my fabric fully coated. Now, I've also seen people that take the beeswax and they put it in a little crock pot type thing, like a simmering pot. And I've seen people that have brushed it on with like a big, like a brush, you know, that you'd use, you know, men use those razor brushes, what do you call those brushes for their shaving cream? It's like you can just, they're kind of stiff, but yet, I don't know. You could use one of those. Whoops, made a hole. Caught the edge of it. As long as I got my fabric, I'm happy. Yep, I did. Yep, that looks good. All right, so pull this back. You want to kind of get it off quick because it does stick. Oop. As you can see, I'm getting it everywhere. Give it a little shake because it doesn't take long for it to hot glue. Yeah, you could probably use that, Yvette. I don't see why it wouldn't work to melt beeswax. But eventually this is going to get stiff. Like these ones I did in the beginning. These are, you can hear it. Now it's just like a waxy fabric. And when you put it over a container, just hold it for a second with your hand. This one's probably not quite long enough, and it's flimsy, so I tend to be moving it. The beeswax that is encompassed into the fabric will warm against your skin just enough to melt, to help it to seal to itself. And then you have it closed up. And like I showed earlier, if you want to wrap something, I'm going to mimic wrapping a sandwich. This definitely is going to be it's a tiny little sandwich, but if you fold it over and you just hold it for a minute, you don't even have to press hard. You just need to lay your hand so that your body heat melts that wax, and you can see you have a nice seal. And then when you want to eat, it just pops right open. But it seals it enough to keep it closed when it's in your lunch pail. But yeah. So that's it. So we got a couple of small ones and I got a big one. I am happy. So this one's probably big enough to go over the bowl. So if I go side to side and see, this is a nice hard bowl. So if I want to make some bigger ones for my mixing bowls when I'm doing second ferments. Hi, Norma. Welcome in this morning. Ellie, hi, Ellie. And there you have it. And don't forget, it's winter here, folks. It's like so cold. I think it's gonna try to creep up to the 30s today. But anyway, so here's a nice a nice cover for your bowl. Dawn Hill, good morning. Yeah, super cool. So I'm glad I got to come on and share this because it's a super, let me go back. It's a super easy and simple project to save a lot of money. You know what I mean? I'm done buying plastic wrap. Oh, lucky you, Gianna. Hola, Maritza. How are you today? So nice to see you. So yeah, definitely would be easy to have a pile of these, ready to wrap kids' lunches in. Their snacks, you just have them all piled up and ready to go. So happy. And mine smell good. So yes, they would, Caroline. They would make a wonderful gift. And I was thinking of that, of making one for my father, for Willie's parents, because they were the original beekeepers. And that's where we got our hive, from him. So, yeah. Well, it struck me the other day. I was like, how can I do this? Because I put my English muffins, when I'm cooking the sourdough, when you put the stuff away, I had the gallon freezer bags and I stuck them in them, but I waited for them to cool forever and they felt cool to the touch. I stuck them in the bag and it steamed up, and some of them got a little So I opened them up, took them out again, but I was like, what the heck? So I started researching a little bit, and you really shouldn't wrap the sourdough bread, period. So the homemade bread, if you want the nice, let me see. Yeah, yes. You if you notice them get yucky, Vicky, you could wax them again, but I don't think so. I've only seen that you wax them just once. It really binds. It stays. It's kind of saturated into the fabric. When I sealed it between the wax paper. Oh, my marble is all waxy. Um, it kind of saturated the fabric. So if any of you have ever tried to get wax out of something, unless you're really, really trying, it's not going to come out easily. But, and then when you want to wash, you can wash them if you know, if you're putting something in it, and you just um, wipe them down with some, with a cool cloth, and, or even a warm cloth. You just don't want to soak them in hot water or anything. Debbie J, I am making, I made some beeswax wraps to put over my jars of sourdough and other containers, because I made a bigger one here that you just put them over a container, and the beeswax that has saturated the fabric will, I think this is the front. You can't even tell because it's so saturated. Will melt with the warmth of your skin, your hands, if you have warm hands. Mine aren't particularly warm right now. Like they're warm but not warm enough. Hence my sweatshirt. It was freezing this morning. And it kind of grabs itself around the edge of the container and closes it up. Now it's not airtight. I mean, obviously it's not airtight, but it doesn't seal it so that you can put something in it and go whoop whoop whoop, you know. But it seals it so that there's not going to be any leakage, no bugs, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, super cool. Super, super cool. And that's that. And then you have a nice sealed bowl. But I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to enjoy them over my sourdough containers, and I'll probably make a few more of them, but that's what I'm doing this morning, folks. And then I'm just waiting for the mailman to bring my magnet sheets, and then I will be cutting those down and mounting them to chipboard to put all of my dies that I just received, that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago that I got from Gaz. So thank you, Caroline. Yeah. It'd be really cute if you do some like little mixes. If you make them long enough and you do like little cookie mixes or anything like that, you could even, I don't know if you could screw a jar lid on over the top. I don't know if that would work, and maybe seal it enough, but then let them know that this could be used for, or tie it with a ribbon. But that's all I got today, you guys. That's it for you. I'm going to keep it to an hour. I'm going to go down and check Lily's sugar again. But I appreciate everybody coming on, everybody saying hi. And Bethany, thank you for dropping links. Someday I'll do a sourdough. One of my friends has a great starter that she keeps tempting me with. Yes, Bethany, it is so easy. And actually, you know what? I was cleaning through the fridge and moving stuff around and forgot that I had some starter in the fridge in a container, a little jar in the back of my fridge. And it was like this much hooch on the top, which is the liquid, which means it's like super hungry, like starving. And I thought, I've heard people say that they have pulled old starters out and they've reactivated them. And I know I had a good starter years ago. So I was thinking of playing around with that later today or this weekend, taking it out and trying to activate. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, thank you everyone. And I appreciate all of you. Kelly, it was so nice to see you. I'm sorry I've missed you lately. Um, so yeah. And thank you, Caroline, for reminding people to hit the like button if you like what you saw. Oh, that sourdough is the best. And I started doing it before I found out about Willie's diabetes, but I also learned since his diagnosis that sourdough is better for people, for diabetics, if they're going to eat bread, because the glycemic index is much lower in the sourdough due to the fermentation. So, pretty cool. Dawn Hill, it was so good seeing you too. I haven't seen you in a while. Missed you, girl. So, yes, Yvette. Very good for diabetics. So I've been a sourdough making fool. But anyway, you guys, take care. Everyone have a great weekend. Hopefully I'll see a lot of you at Craft Roulette tonight. And send out some healing vibes and good energy to Tracy, because she is got sick with the flu and is not feeling well. Hence the reason I flew solo this morning, to give you guys something to chat about. But anyway, so yeah, healing vibes to you, Tracy. Hopefully you'll feel better this week or very soon. So take care, everyone. Thanks again.